I don't need to work. I don't need to get a job. I get money from the government or from my kids. I had 6 kids, so I wouldn't ever have to work again. I get $3,200 in EBT. I get $3,700 in child support. Anytime my kids have like a side job or, anything, they give me that money. I don't need to work. The government pays me to not have to do a goddamn thing. I don't need to wake up early. I could sleep in till 12, 1 o'clock if I want to, because I don't have to go to work. My kids give me any money that they make. My kids are my built in babysitters. So please don't tell me that I need to get up and get a job because I'm living my life to the fullest. And I will continue to have kids so that I can have more money on my benefits. I have not worked in over 15 years. That's how good the government pays me to not have to work. This is what I'm teaching my kids. They don't have to work. They could simply be home, live off the government, and not have to worry about anything. They pay everything for you. I will never need a job. I don't need to work. I don't need to get a job. I get money from the.
I mean, that pretty much speaks for itself. She pretty much outed herself and just said what it was, which is egregious. And she's getting both sides of the coin. She's getting, like she said, the government assistance side. She's getting the child support side. Before, it was at least a time frame where you're not going to be able to get child support for your kids forever, right? Because you get it for a long time, but once they age up, you don't get that anymore. But it wasn't the same when it came to government assistance. People were able to live off government assistance for their entire life. But now that also now has a time limit in most cases. Really, in all cases. Unless you have something that is permanent, like a disability, or, unless probably you're elderly. But she's far from that, as we saw. So now that has a time limit as well. So I would be curious to know now how she's dealing with that once those things came down. Y'all, before we get into the next video, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
I might not work a 9 to 5 and get the greatest benefits, but I will tell you something. Sometimes I get a headache like throughout the day, and it's a requirement that I go lie down. Like for real, I mean that, and I don't need no job telling me I cannot go lay down. I'll pass. I might not.
I'm 30 years old, I have 4 kids, and I've been on welfare for 12 years.
Some people are on welfare for a short period of time, while others take advantage and are on it for generation after generation. Do you live in government housing?
Yes, since I was 18, but they put me out because I didn't report my boyfriend living there with me.
Are you employed?
No.
How do you feel about that?
I'm comfortable with it, and I feel like I don't need to look for one because I get a check from the government every month.
How much do you collect in benefits?
I get $780 in food stamps, $500 in TANF, and I get Medicaid and WIC. I'm 30 years.
Y'all, obviously, this is an older clip, but it still reveals how egregious things were. Think about what she said. She got caught red-handed defrauding the government and having her boyfriend come live in her Section 8 housing. She got caught red-handed. And she still kept some of the other benefits. She lost her housing, I think she said, but she still kept the other benefits. They still let her keep those. That's how forgiving it was, and just, it was almost like you could do no wrong. You could do no harm. It could be people who are clearly defrauding it. It could be people who could come online and proclaim it. And there was no repercussions. It could be somebody who's clearly in a position to where we need to explore this further and understand why you think that you need not only just benefits, but you need every type of benefit there is, and you need to be on it for so long. There really wasn't any visibility. There really wasn't any accountability. And she didn't even have to be really accountable for moving that guy in or whatever. Now, I want to go back to this one. It was a quick one, so
I might not work a 9 to 5 and get the greatest benefits, but I will tell you something. Sometimes I get a headache like throughout the day, and it's a requirement that I go lie down. Like for real, I mean that, and I don't need no job telling me I cannot go lay down.
listen, man. I think every single one of us can agree that every day, whether it's a headache or whether it's just fatigue, there's something that comes upon us where we just want to go lay down when we don't necessarily have the option to. That's adulting. Listen, I'm sure even when she was in school, there was times when what did you do when you were in school? To be able to finish school, did you finish school? That's the question. Listen, that's not how life works. You got a headache and you got to go lie down. Why are you getting a headache?
Me at the welfare office aggravated and annoyed as F because this worker wants me to work 20 hours to keep my benefits. I love being home all day. Me at the welfare.
Yeah, that's one of the new stipulations that you have to work 20 hours minimum in most states. I think some states have it where it's 30 hours, but you got to do something.
Y'all, this woman just got kicked off of Section 8 because she had a man living in her house. So here's a quick story. The lady's been on Section 8 for 7 years, finally starting to get her shit together. She allows her baby daddy to come live there. He's hustling out of the house or whatever the case may be, helping her out with the bills, doing whatever he can. They kick her out Section 8. He skates. He don't want no parts of her. He ain't helping her out. He ain't trying to help her get back up to get a placement for her and her kids, their kids. He just done straight up bounced on the girl. Now, it doesn't make no sense that she sacrificed her place of living in order to help him out, but then as soon as she loses everything, he skates. That's what a lot of men do out here. A lot of men don't give a damn about you and what you got going on as long as it benefits them. So she put herself in a situation thinking that if everything else fails, that he was gonna have her back. Now he's on her feet and she's on her ass. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comments. Free game. Y'all.
Don't I might be wrong, but that sounded more like a mutual thing. Here's what I mean. That sounded like they were both mutually benefiting off the situation. She said it was for him to get on his feet, but then you said that he was helping out with the bills. She doesn't have much bills if she was on Section 8. So I'm assuming basically he was just paying her, and that's part of the agreement because if she's on Section 8, any direct income that she brings within the house, that would then lower the amount of benefits that she's able to receive. So it sounds like she was just looking for opportunity to bring more money in. And it sounds like he was looking for an opportunity to just get a pretty cheap living situation and probably probably get other benefits on top of that. I wouldn't be surprised if they had another child throughout that debacle. But that seemed like a mutually beneficial situation, in my opinion. And yeah, that seemed like a mutually beneficial situation.
I've talked about this, but like the smallest benefit of no longer having a job is that I can take a workout class at any time. See me at the 9, 10, 11, 1, 4. Like I can take all of those like niche times where it's like, how are they at this class? I just don't have a job anymore. I know you probably have a flexible job, but like I just don't actually have a job anymore. Like that's like the small benefit, and I'm gonna cherish that. I am. I'm sure.
And let's just get one thing straight. I'm not working to just work and pay bills and die. Okay? I'm not. When I get paid, I'm going to buy myself something. I'm going to buy myself something to eat. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to get my car washed. I'm going to take myself out. I'm going to treat myself. You think I'm just working every single week, clocking in, and not going to take care of nothing for myself? Please. No. Go get that seafood boil. Get them crab legs. Take that trip. Get your hair done.
Take
Get
the
those
trip.
nails done. Go get your car washed. Like the fuck? We are not just working to just pay bills and die. Not me, at least. Them bills definitely gonna get paid. Okay. One thing about it, them bills is gonna get paid. But I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to spoil myself. I'm going to treat myself with the money that I have left over after paying bills. Because what's the point of doing all that work, working every single week, day in and day out, and you not taking care of yourself? You not doing nothing for yourself? And let's just
See, we got to put this in a perspective. She's referring to working 40 hours a week. And then she's like, man, I'm not about to be working 40 hours a week. And then I can't do something for myself and treat myself. And she said, take a trip. No, like how many trips? But ultimately, here's the thing. And here's the way you have to frame it. No, the 40 hours a week, if you have a little bit extra, you need to be, the way you should treat yourself is you need to keep something for yourself so that that can give you a sense of peace and a sense of stability. Now, if you want to treat yourself to these other things and you want to incentivize yourself to be able to do a little bit more so that you can play a little bit more, the philosophy is work hard, play hard. So, what that means is if you're working 40 hours a week, that goes towards your living and then also towards your savings and possibly even retirement if you can. Then, if you want to do these other things, and that can go up to a certain point, but then if you want to do these other things, you need to get another job or you need to get another form of income. And then now that can be the extra play money. And still, I would recommend if you're responsible, you should still section and portion that off. You shouldn't just work extra and then still just take the whole thing and just blow it. I think you should still have some form of allocation, even of the extra money, to where it forces you to want to work more. So, just for an example, if you want to take $1,000 trip, and in order for you to make $1,000 extra, you would have to work, let's just say 20 hours extra. Then, in my opinion, you should find a way for you to get 40 hours extra so that you can still take that $1,000 trip off half of that, and then you can still even get ahead even further with the other half. You should always, in my opinion, you should always be trying to live off percentages, and you should always have it allocated. And your expenses should be a percentage of what you make, and the percentages should always be driven by also what you can keep for yourself and put away and allocate towards, retirement, because people are living like retirement isn't going to actually appear and emerge.
Before I became unemployed, I used to be like, damn, what the fuck unemployed niggas be doing and shit all day. Now, since I've been unemployed, I ain't gonna lie, I see why these niggas don't want to get no damn job. I see why being able to come home and lay in bed after a long day of doing absolutely nothing, being able to take a trip and not have to put no PTO in or ask your boss if you can go. I see why these niggas don't want to do shit. I see why they enjoy staying at home. Being able to just throw on a cute outfit, wear what I want to wear, and I ain't gotta wear no uniform. This shit is good. It ain't that bad. But I ain't telling y'all to go out there and be unemployed. I'm just telling you, I kind of see the bright side.
Yeah, but tell us how are you doing? How are you unemployed? Like, do you have a man now and they're taking on all the responsibilities, so you just get to be cute? And understand it's differences between the genders. I don't think in well, the new generation probably, but I don't think in general like men just want to be able to stay around and be cute and have nothing to do and have no business to go attend to, right? That's not a good life. That's depressing. But it sounds like for her, that's the goal. And that's cool. But I'm just curious how she's able to do that. But shoot, if that's what she wants to do, cool. But again, what about retirement? What about retirement? What's going into your retirement? What's getting put away? Because a lot of jobs will have some form of a retirement plan. So if you don't have a job, have you created a retirement plan? Because you're unemployed, but it sounds like you're still spending like you've got a full-time job and a part-time job. And now you've got nothing but time on your hands to think of ways to spend more.
Welfare was never intended to be a lifetime solution.
Right.
You are supposed to use that when you're
To
down and
help
out
you.
and get you to a place where you can start providing for yourself. But no, we want it to be forever. Welfare was never intended to be.
I think we can end it on that because I agree. It's absolutely not intended to be a lifetime thing. And it's not intended for it to be something where you basically just say you don't want to work, right? It's not meant to be for a lifetime. It's not meant to be for any of that. But I think what happens is when people get on it, they get that comfort, like that last woman we reviewed where she's just like, oh, this is so great. I have this time. I have freedom of mind. And, I think it's really because we were trained well in school, like coming up. We were trained well as far as getting a routine, getting habits of going to school, kind of like a worker. So we were trained well to be workers. But where it kind of messed us up was every year we would get a long break. So I'm referring to like summer break. There's other long breaks, but summer break being the most obvious one. So it's like we were trained to work for an extended period of time and then get like over 2.5 months off straight to recover and then come back. But when you become an adult, you no longer have, that's not how it works anymore. Now you're working and there really is no break. You get laid off, or maybe you get fired or whatever, or maybe you just quit your job. And then what do people try to do? They still try to find a way to like, okay, let me just live off my savings for a while. Let me not start looking for a job immediately. And listen, I'm no exception. I've done that too. I've had moments and periods in my life where I said, okay, I need a period where I can just kind of regenerate, get my mind right, and just kind of ease back into it and not just get right back on it. We get burned out. And so I think that contributes to the psyche of we work for an extended period of time, and then it's something in us that like feels like if we don't get like a long break, that now it starts acceleratingly draining us. And so I think that's got to be explored. I'm not trying to advocate for the school system to stop giving kids a break. I hope that's not how it's coming off. But I definitely think that is a contributing factor of why so many of us when we first start, we can get off and running, but then we do start to kind of ease off the gas, and then a part of us does want some form of escape for a while to be able to like regenerate our energies. And then you can come back and you can literally come back restored. But we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller content creator, we actually get more points per hype. And then Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.